Hey everybody, welcome back to the Gentleman's Bureau. Just me and Mark again, and it might be like that for a while. Lane is incredibly busy with an extra summer job he picked up, working on electrician stuff. And hey, we wish him the best, and we hope to get him back on here as a guest in the future. But for now, you're rocking with Jed and Mark. I'm coming at you from Wisconsin. Mark's all the way over there in Okinawa. It's crazy. We just got over a 6-day typhoon. Olympics started yesterday. What? Tell me what's going on in your neck of the woods.
Oh, well, shit. Well, first of all, the typhoon was ridiculous. Not the fact that it wasn't a bad typhoon, like I could still go out and like get groceries and everything but it was just constant like wind, obviously. So you got debris and like mulch and yard waste and all that stuff just everywhere. And then, of course, if that happens, then they start blocking up the gutters and drainage system, and there was flooding all over the place. Ugh, it was just awful. But I guess it wasn't the worst flooding or anything like that. It's just like, oh, there's like four streets in town you can't like go through because they're flooded, or you could only go through if you had like a jacked up vehicle. I don't know. It happens like not every time, but it happens quite a bit whenever it
Right.
floods. Yeah, I mean typhoons.
You're a bit higher up though, right?
Oh yeah, I'm. Yeah, don't live next to the ocean, people. A lot of people don't know this, but yeah, whenever you decide to live on an island, get elevation. It's safer.
So the wind is definitely safer than the flooding.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Everything because we've had so many typhoons and all that throughout the years. Like everything's made of concrete, basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, you would have to worry about like landslides and stuff like that if this was, I don't know, 100 years ago. But we figured those things out. They
Yeah.
still get those in mainland, but like Okinawa doesn't have too many like crazy mountains or anything like that. And I mean, we don't have mountains, but I mean, we don't even have like crazy hills, and we don't have a lot of landslides. So we're doing pretty good.
Well, now I'm interested, and I'm not sure if you know this. So I'm gonna go ahead and Google it. The max height of Okinawa.
There's one really big hill that they call the Mountain of Okinawa, and it's not a mountain, obviously. I think it's just a giant hill.
The highest point is Mount Yonaha. Is that how I say it? How do you say it?
Probably, I'm not sure.
Mount Yohana, and it's sitting up there at 1650 feet, 503 meters.
What would be a small mountain? Like, what would be the smallest mountain versus the biggest hill? Wonder what that is.
I'll Google that next, just after my 20th yawn since we started. I don't know what's going on. I was fine. I'm sitting here watching Tremors 3 because I've been doing a whole Tremors marathon today,
Nice.
and all of a sudden I just started yawning as soon as we got on the podcast. Probably because of these freaking lights. All
Um,
right, when do hills become mountains? When do you hill potatoes? I don't need to know about that.
Save that. Send that to me. I might need to know about that later. We got winter plans.
Looks like it's about 2,000 feet or 600 meters,
Ah,
which means you're close. You just got to get another 350 feet up, and I mean, they call it Mount Johanna, but
but
technically
yeah.
it's a hill. That's a fucking hill. Okinawa's fucking lying to you and the rest of the world when they call that Mount Johanna. That's Hill Johanna. Johanna Hill. Which, if you were on it, is what you'd be.
Ooh,
Yo on a hill! Hey,
that like
that? Dude, where are we right now? Yo on a hill.
that.
I know I'm on a hill, dude. Where the fuck are we?
The
Bro,
dude, where's my car?
yeah, right.
Paradox. Dude.
Dude, where's your car? Dude, where is my car? That's another one of those movies that I've always wanted to watch. Haven't.
God, Jed.
You know
We
what's
should
funny?
just start a whole series called Jed Needs to Watch a Movie.
It's just like I'm really good about watching movies that I really want to watch when they come out, but like there's so many movies in the past that, you know, I haven't taken the time to find. Like I know I can find them. Like it took me 5 seconds to realize that I couldn't watch Tremors at all on any free streaming service. So then I found them online somewhere else to watch them for free. And I mean, I had to carve through some ads that happened to get past my ad blocker that says it's working and isn't. But I eventually got there and I watched them for free. So like I know I could find them.
Yeah.
I haven't taken the time, you know.
Oh, come on, Jed. It's probably on one of those streaming services, though.
It very well might be.
I just started using Hulu.
Hulu's nice. I've only ever. I'm really bad about using Hulu though. Like I get it because I pay for my Spotify Premium student account, and it kind of just goes to both of them for half the price of either.
Nice.
But caveat to that is, I would get on there and I'd binge a show for a couple days, and then I wouldn't get on there for a long time, and then I'd get back on, binge another show for a couple days, and then I wouldn't get on it for a while. So like I'd never check Hulu to see if there's anything good on. Like I would literally get on to watch Rick and Morty when a new season came out, and then I'd just not go to Hulu, or I'd get on to catch up on The Good Doctor and then get off, or every once in a while I get on and I spend like a month watching all of How I Met Your Mother because I love that show.
No, nice. I I've never actually seen How I Met Your Mother, but I've seen like how big of a deal Doogie Howser is in that. So
You mean Neil Patrick Harris, dude?
yeah,
Barney
Doogie
fucking
Howser.
Stinson, bro? Barney Stinson? Come on. Bro, he is fucking hilarious. The whole show is hilarious. I mean, Jason Segel, I don't remember her name, but her name on the show is Robin Scherbatsky, and her name in the Avengers is Maria Hill. Not to mention, it has the chick from American Pie Bandcamp.
Who's that chick?
The redhead.
Oh, the redhead from American Pie.
Remember, she kept telling you like she kept saying all these annoying stories about this one time in band camp over and over again, and then when they finally get to Stifler's party, they're sitting on the couch and Jim Levinstein or whatever is just sitting there like,
Jim.
and then she's like, so this one time at band camp, I stuck a flute up my pussy, and he's like, what? And she's like, yeah, so like, are we gonna fuck soon? Because I'm kind of getting antsy, and he's like, yeah, let's go right now, and then they got married. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched all of American Pie movies, they eventually get married. I'm sorry. Spoiled the one for you.
That was.
I have to put in a spoiler warning. My bad.
Oh God.
Also,
Didn't she make him her little bitch or something in that scene? She's like saying all this crazy shit. And he's freaking out.
yep, and I'm pretty sure it's the scene after where Shitbreak fucks Stifler's mom, but I might be wrong about that.
Awesome. Stifler's mom. That became like a whole fucking like cultural thing.
I grew up too fast. I started off at my dad's house like super young, watching like Austin Powers and shit.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, 100% great movie, but like not the great movie for like a 6-year-old to be watching. Um, anyway, and then from that we just kind of naturally transitioned to American Pie, that my mom bought for my brother at a surprisingly young age. I want to say he was 12. I don't know, but yeah. So, yeah, I knew a lot more than a lot of people my age in regards to that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I had an older brother that was like, whenever I was really young, I guess he was 20s, so that was just on in the background a lot of the time, like different shit like that.
Yeah.
And then He I guess ran around with. I thought I had like 18 brothers whenever I was younger, but it was just
Right?
my older brother's friends. They were all running around. I was like, oh, that's my brother. That's my brother. Oh, that's my brother. And yeah, they were being young guys in the what I guess late 90s,
Early
early
2000s, more like.
2000s. Yeah, running around
Yeah.
doing the bad and
Because you were
having a
94, right?
party. 93.
93.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right on the end.
I was 96. And all I remember from the 90s is that it was better than now.
That's what everybody says.
But, maybe that's because my parents were still together and we weren't at war in the Middle East, at least not like publicly.
Oh, I mean, we had won that one, and then we'd
And
come
then it was
back.
over for a while.
Yep.
And then the people that were making too much money from that war, they were like, what if we could just keep this going?
Yeah, exactly.
I've never been a big supporter of people saying that Bush did 9/11. I don't know if he did. I don't think he did, but I'm sure somebody did 9/11, and I don't think it was the people that they're telling us it is.
I'm just saying, like, how much can we trust Israel, right?
As much as they trust us.
Well, there we go. There's what else? What else was in the 90s? Ska. Ska was in the 90s, man.
I wouldn't
I want,
consider that better than now, but I mean, it's definitely interesting that it happened.
it's like punk with the horn section. I'm
It's
cool with that.
it's okay when it's done well. I just feel like there's a lot of ska music out there that's done very poorly.
Oh, of course.
But then again, there's a lot of music out there that's done poorly in general. But we don't have our music guy on right now to talk about ska.
Exactly.
I'm
I
sure
feel
I'm
like
sure
he
Lane
wouldn't have much to say about that, though.
I'm sure Lane would have a lot to say about ska.
Really. Bill Clinton playing the saxophone. I'm just saying.
Speaking of Bill
Bill
Clinton,
Clinton getting a BJ in the White House. All these things happened in the 90s. Pretty cool, actually. Like, set aside whatever else Bill Clinton's doing in life, but bro got his dick sucked.
I feel like Bill is less to blame for anything, and I think it's all Hillary. I think the worst thing Bill ever did was get his dick sucked in the Oval Office. I think that was his one dark spot, and now his wife is just making him do shit because she's got to keep that over him or something. I mean,
Maybe.
she's the one that deleted 3,000 emails. Bill had nothing to do with that that we know of.
Yeah.
But what's interesting was while I was back home at Dollar General, I actually bought a freaking magazine, and I meant to read it before we got on, but then I started reading a magazine, and I was like, I'm not pooping. Why am I reading a magazine? So I just stopped. But basically, it was about how there's new stuff coming out about the Epstein case and how it implicated the Clintons.
Ooh,
And I was like, oh boy.
that's
So
not good.
yeah.
I feel I feel like that's not safe for YouTube, which is really messed up, right? Like
All
how we
right.
can't talk about it and how like we worry about those kind of things. But at the same time, like I don't know if you like read into it, but how can conventional media, because this is turning into like where people get their news now, but like conventional media being like newspapers, um magazine, like that's crazy. Like, is it like a gossip mag? Is it like I don't see a lot of magazine news, I guess.
The magazine that I got, I would have to go check and look, but I think it was like a gossip mag, like a fucking TMZ style magazine.
Strange. And that's the leading reporter on like probably one of the biggest cases of our, not even our, just our government, but like government in general, and what they do in their private lives, maybe behind closed doors. Uh, this would make sense why it's a gossip mag. God damn it.
Yeah, of course. Like now, I'm like looking this up, and now all I can find is stories about this chick who like wrote a book about Jeffrey Epstein, and she was trying to like make a case about him like a long time ago, and it's just like, can I just find like what's going on with the Ghislaine Maxwell stuff? Fox News put out an article 5 days ago saying Jeffrey Epstein's death, suicide or murder.
Oh my God, are we on
Some
this page? Are they just catching up? What the
they're
fuck?
just now catching up, huh? Maybe they're just now like not afraid to.
Well, they're afraid they're
Mm.
gonna get Epsteined as well. I love how
Oh,
that's
it's not
become the
even.
thing too.
It's not even as good as you'd want it to be.
How bad is it on a
So
scale of 1 to 10?
I'll just read it to you. I'll just read the first paragraph of this article to you. After disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his Manhattan jail cell in 2019, accounts differed as to whether his cellmate had tried to kill Epstein or prevent him from committing suicide, according to a forthcoming book. So now they're just going to accuse everything on the fucking cellmate. I thought he didn't have a cellmate. I thought he was in a solo cell with 2 guards and cameras that just conveniently turned off.
Jeez, I think before, whenever they put him on like um delete yourself watch or whatever, Epstein watch, he was in a cell by himself, right? He was in like one of those strip you butt naked, hole in the floor, like you ain't got nothing. I don't even think they give you a blanket kind of cells. And then uh, after that, they took him off that or whatever. They put him in a cell with somebody, and that's whenever all the mishaps happened. Wasn't like one of those guards wasn't even trained or something, or both of them weren't trained. It was too much weirdness with all that stuff, right? Everything around there is controversy. But yeah, they're trying to blame the cellmate now. That's ridiculous. I
Yeah,
mean, it's not unheard of that somebody finds out what he's in there for,
yeah. I
decides
mean,
to rip
the,
somebody's head off. But
he was apparently his cellmate was a hulking ex-cop accused of quadruple murder. And here's what they say. It's a quote. I don't know who said it, but it's a quote.
all right,
It's an excerpt from the book. For reasons that remain unexplained to this day, the Metropolitan Correction Center had bunked a hulking accused quadruple murderer with a 66-year-old nerd with an egg-shaped penis who happened to be the nation's most famous child molester. It's like, okay, hold on a second. Why do you know that his penis is egg-shaped?
that's weird. Why did they say that? Actually,
I was
is
like,
that
what? Why does that need to be in the book?
yeah? That's weird. We gotta make him look like a freak.
He fucked kids. That's enough.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
I wonder if they mean in size or they just mean like all like
Dude,
oh
I am literally picturing a fucking egg coming out of this guy's what's it called?
gosh.
Mons pubis. Mons pubis is the technical term. I
Oh
learned
yeah.
that from Big Mouth, which is a great show on Netflix if you haven't already watched it.
I seen a couple episodes of that and I was like, this is weird.
No, dude, lean into it. It's fucking great. It's so
You've,
funny.
you've told me that twice now and I
Come
don't
on,
know.
man, just lean back on it.
Well, Jed, I'm gonna be careful around you now. Yeah, I guess like if we want to get technical, but yeah, all I'm picturing is this egg, like a literal egg coming out of this dude's crotch.
Right, yeah, just like a little fucking egg just sitting there. Not even the
Woo!
jumbo, normal
Not even
size.
no ostrich here, buddy. We're talking about we're talking about it. God damn it. We got to move on. I feel like we're
Let's
getting
move
caught
on.
up in the weeds of life right now. We need to shoot for the moon. So, did you
Oh,
see what?
I was gonna say space news. Jeff Bezos just got back from space. He was there for 5 minutes, probably less actually. I'm sure he's overestimating that space time. Like I just feel like Bezos would be the guy that says like, yeah, you get to for $100,000, you get 5 minutes in space, but it's actually like 4:45.
It was 3 minutes, but he's like, we get it round up, obviously. Come on now.
But what were you gonna say? You were on the verge of something.
On the verge of talking about the Olympics, but this is way cooler. So, have you seen the whole video that's out right now where he's just like laughing and it just comes off really creepy?
Who? Bezos?
Yeah,
No.
they're talking about him in space or going up to space or whatever, and like the money he spent on it, and he just starts laughing, and I don't know. He's a broken person. A lot of those rich people are. Their personalities are a little
All
skewed.
right. I found a 13-second video called Jeff Bezos' Dr. Evil Laugh.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Hold on.
Did this moment motivate you to push deeper into the cosmos? Hell yes.
Yeah, it's just a little creepy, but
He's just
Yeah.
mad that he tried to build a rocket to beat SpaceX and can't even accomplish a third of what they can.
he has the money though. Like he has the money. He could be like, I don't know,
Yeah.
hiring out people, right? He could get it done
That's the craziest thing is SpaceX is constantly broke.
constantly. Like that's why
Like
Boring
literally,
Company exists, right? They're
Boring
just
Company exists primarily to do the underground tunnels for traveling, but their current existence is based on providing of funds by like putting out whack products that people will buy because it says Tesla on it and it has a funny price tag.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole reason I got Tesla socks, man.
Get Tesla socks.
Yeah, they're actually really comfy and they're built really good for like working. So
Dude, nice. I want a pair of Tesla socks.
they're awesome, man. I got them on Prime Week, whatever let's call it. Yeah, Prime
Nice.
Week. And
But are
well,
they
damn it,
official Tesla?
I
Are
funded
they?
two major companies. I have no idea.
Yeah, you probably
Probably.
funded one major company in some Chinese slave market.
God damn it! Now I
You're a
really hate
terrible
myself.
human, right?
Oh Jesus! I It's so hard. Like I really do try to like stay away from a lot of Chinese made stuff, but it's so hard, man. Now that I'm in Japan, I try to buy not just American made, but like made in Japan products.
Yeah.
But I was just talking to a buddy about this the other day. It's like I go to the store and I think like, what in the world is America exporting, right? Whenever I see like made in America napkins here in Japan, and or I'll see like, oh, all these cups at this restaurant are all made in America. Like, what are we doing? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Well, glass blowing makes sense. We do have a big glass blowing
No, no, they
thing.
were plastic
Big
cups.
plastic cups. Oh,
Yeah, they're just like,
that's
okay, you know
worse.
those like red like Coca-Cola kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. They were those. I was like, what
Well, we
in
do
the,
have a large petroleum base, and that's where plastic comes from. So that
well,
also makes sense.
yeah,
Ugh,
it's like we used to be,
everything.
leading,
Yep.
and it just seems like I can find napkins that I use and ugh,
Plastic cups at a
plastic
restaurant.
cups at a restaurant, and I don't find much past that. Like I find clothes sometimes, some types of shoes, but like high end shoes, and it's just like these are not like everyday products. These aren't people aren't out getting these. It's ridiculous. I'm just upset.
Yeah.
Ugh. A moment of silence for America and whatever the future brings. Everybody, F in the chat. F in the chat.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah. So it was funny. I actually hit my F key, and I don't know if you can hear it, but like my keyboard is super fucking clackety loud.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, and I got this other key, my escape key. It's swapped out, so it has like a tambourine on it that says PP. It was a PewDiePie thing that I was like, that's funny as hell. I want it. And like the thing is, it's like it's a for real fucking tambourine, dude. Like the little things fucking wiggle. Like when I just drop it, I hear it tingle. But like my keyboard's too loud.
No, man. That's still funny.
I
I
kind of
can't
hear
believe
it when
there's
it.
legit tambourine.
Yeah, I can kind of hear it when it bounces back up, but not really. Especially not when I have these on. I can't hear shit when I have these on. Barely hear my AC. That's why I have to sit so I can face my door in case somebody breaks in. Pa pa! Kra-ta-ta! Stop!
But-
I have a handgun.
Stop! I have exactly. That was our paradox last week.
We'll get demonetized for me saying that. Just saying it.
Pew pew.
They could watch the video and see that it's just my fingers and my palm, and they'd still demonetize it just for saying it.
I could say it here in Japan. It wouldn't work out, right? Just because like I can't even get a handgun in this country, but they still wouldn't let it fly. Jesus.
Yeah. You get fucking raided so fast.
Oh my god, I would hate. Oh.
Remember those days? That was a great time in YouTube.
Where they were just swatting people left and right.
Well, yeah, like every once in a while, they would do it to like the Twitch streamers and shit. People would find out their address and call SWAT on them. But what was really funny was some guys would go an extra mile and they would use like they'd hack their like internet and like track their stream back to their internet to get their IP to get their address. What was funny was one time they did it to a guy who was using his neighbor's Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that was a big deal because they had like it was like a little old couple. It's like
Yeah.
You know, every time they call up the cops or they send a message somehow that like I've killed everybody in the house and I'm gonna kill myself, and SWAT like shows up or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I have my wife and kids in a closet with a, you know, I'm running around the house with a gun. Come and get me, piggy, or whatever.
Right.
Jesus.
First of all, who the fuck would actually say that? Like, who the fuck would actually be like, get in the fucking closet? 1 second. Hey, Piggy, come get me. Like, no. Anybody on an actual murderous rampage does not take the time to call the police on themselves. Unless they've ran out of people to shoot and now they want more. That's the only reason.
Exactly. There's a big YouTuber, Woody's Gamertag. He talks about how he got raided, and there was people like running around his house outside or whatever. And I think like people had like ordered pizzas before and just sent them to his house, and he thought maybe something like weird was gonna happen, so he like had his shotgun or something like that. He had one of his firearms for like home defense on him, and like he was going to answer the door, and then the SWAT like I guess contacted him like right before he was going to open the door with a gun in his hand. Called him on the phone. They're like, "What's going on in your house?" And blah blah blah. He informed them, and then whenever they came in, he talked to them about everything. They were saying like, "Oh, we knew it wasn't anything the whole time," but then he reads a news article like less than a month later or something, and they're telling like BuzzFeed that, "Oh yeah, we were ready to kill him on the spot," and he's like, "My life was almost ended by some 14-year-old calling a prank," and I'm glad that they're like prosecuting those people now so much. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know what the exact terminology is, but that's like definitely not copacetic. Because like, you know, let's assume that the police force is always the best of the best, right? Like they're the best cops. They're good at their jobs. They don't take bribes. You know, they don't look the other way for their friends. You know, they don't They don't do a lot of drugs. They don't, they don't shoot people just for being black. They're just good cops. Let's just assume they're good cops for like 3 seconds. If they, if they gotta respond to this, annoying kid's fucking call about this guy who's just streaming a video game at his house, and then like on the other side of town, some dude gets home to find his like wife is fucking the gardener. And he puts on a really small glove and like shoots them both and then hops in his Bronco to run away. Like, they're busy fucking around at this streamer's house because this 14-year-old fucked them up, and they can't respond to that threat. He'll get away in that Bronco that's super fast.
Exactly. And then he'll sit in that Bronco in his driveway for a while, then go inside the house.
Exactly. Survey his handiwork. And then he'll take off the glove and be like, well, if it doesn't fit.
Well, obviously. Come on, Jed. Nobody can accuse somebody with tiny gloves.
Yeah, man. Big hands, tiny glove doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly. So, damn. We should try to get OJ on the podcast.
Wasn't that in the 90s too? Or was that the 80s?
I think that's the 90s.
Oh, man. Fucking the 90s, dude. They were the best.
The 90s were the best. Oh my God. So many ways. The 90s were totally dope, I guess. And we missed out. They were radical.
Yeah. Fucking purple ketchup and shit. Fucking green mustard, That was the real stuff, man.
What is that, like Surge? Soda or something like that?
Yeah. That's still around. It's just harder to find.
Nice. Oh.
Yeah, I actually went on a fucking quest to find it one time. I called up like 20 different fucking gas stations to find like the one in town that had Surge, just because this chick told me she loved it and hadn't had it in a super long time. And then I'd drive like all the way across town from college on my bike to get this fucking Surge for her. Bring it back, and she's like, "Oh, thanks. I don't really drink soda."
Ladies. The things we do for love, Jed, and then we just get shit on.
Hey, man.
Still trying.
That's the reason I don't fuck around.
Yeah, because you fuck around, you find out.
Exactly. I'm the one that is going to help you find out. I'm going to be there with a book and be like, yes, well, you see, here's where you fucked up. And then there's where you made the situation worse. Oh, proposal. It's a big no-no.
Oh, my God.
No. Oh, and no prenup? Regrets, man. Big regrets there.
Honestly, prenups, now they do like post-marriage prenups, or like after you married, you can get a prenup, right?
Right, like so if I marry some chick and we both have dead end jobs, and then all of a sudden I get like a huge promotion, and I'm just like, I want a prenup all of a sudden. I can do that after we're married.
Yep. Keep that in mind.
I will keep that in mind.
All you gentlemen out there listening, remember, you can get a post-marriage prenup, especially in today's society where women have a big advantage over men whenever it comes to divorce.
Yeah, you know what? Even bigger blanket statement: men, protect yourself, okay? And like women, I know a lot of you are fine and you don't do this shit, but there's also a lot of you that are not fine and they do this shit. Women will lie to get you in trouble. They will lie to get money out of you. They will fucking scam you. And then as soon as you catch on, have their boyfriend come and fuck you up and say that it was all you and not them. They will leave you on the drop of a hat because they found somebody with a little bit more money or with like a couple more abs, Again, not all women, but like the bad ones ruin it for everybody.
Yep.
I had this chick hit me up on Snapchat today. She added me out of nowhere. Never heard of her before. Snap name was Sugar Mama Married. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, it'd be better if it was Married Sugar Mama. Like, that'd make a lot more sense. And she's talking about like, "Hey baby, what's up? You want to be my sugar baby?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'll send you like $1,000 right now, and then like 2,500 weekly allowance." And I was like, "Yeah, that would be great. That would really help right now. I'm kind of broke." And she's like, "All right, send me your PayPal." And I sent her my PayPal. And she's like, "All right, before I send you the 1,000, send me a 20 really quick." And I was like, "Why? Why would I send you $20 just for you to send me 1,000?"
She crazy.
Does not make sense. Sounds like somebody just wants $20. And what kills me is there's guys out there that are gonna fall for that shit.
How? Like, doesn't that just
Because they're even lonelier than I am.
Jesus? That's
Yes.
it's fucked up.
Yeah, man, it's fucked up that people do that. It's fucked up that anybody, intentionally takes advantage of people. Like we're all fucking on this big rock, struggling together. Why are so many people pushing everybody else down? You know, it's like if we die, you will die, because I know your fucking Prada Gucci looking ass isn't gonna get out in that field and plow that fucking corn. And even if you wanted to, you wouldn't know how. Okay? So it's like, can we just make living easier for everybody? We have the ability, we have the technology. Everybody on Earth could be well fed in a house with power and clean water within a year if the resources were put to it. But they're not.
Yeah, I think standard of living in general, like for everybody, could be raised significantly if people thought about their neighbors more. You know what I mean?
Right?
Yeah.
It's
And
like,
not like some government mandate or anything like that. Like you genuinely. I learn how to talk, and then I come back on the podcast someday. Jesus.
we only
People
started this podcast to get you back to English, because you would text us and it'd be like, very
slurp.
I can't even do it because my English is not that broken, but like it was very broken English. So I was like, am I talking to an actual Japanese person that doesn't know English? And it's like, no, this is a man who grew up and spent the first like 3-4 years of his life in America speaking English.
23.
You've been regressed.
Yeah, it was not yeah, I don't know what happened to me. But
This is spicy noodles fried your brain.
oh my god. You have no idea.
Also, you're a pussy for not finishing it. I saw it, man.
I
I
hate
was
you.
like,
Shut
I saw you
your
get that
face.
last big clump, and I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna finish strong. I like it. And then there was so many noodles left. I was like, bro, come on.
There was literally like 3 noodles left, and it was just like the
3
little
noodles?
meat and onions at the end. Okay, for everybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, I ate some really spicy noodles with my home slice over here and a video on my channel. Please go check it out. It's kind of
Mr.
funny,
Mark Son, link in
but
the description.
yeah. It's funny, but it was so bad. These noodles, I don't know how they make them so hot. Like the taste is really good, but the spice is just painful. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I actually thought of a cool challenge you and I could do with those. You'll have to get one and like be ready for it one day, and then give me a call, and we'll like do like a Skype call and record it. And I've got an interesting thing for you to try. It might make it easier to eat them. But just let me know when we can do that.
All right. I mean, I have some in the house somewhere. I think they just as soon as I did that video, they released another version of those noodles, and I'm like, damn it.
They're just waiting, dude. They're just waiting for you to release a new video on the new flavor. They'd be like, all right, hit him with the next one.
Yeah, there's a garlic one now though, so I wonder if this is gonna be like maybe just too much garlic to where it's just doesn't taste good, or it's gonna be like garlic and then it's just gonna be spicy with
Have
that.
you
I
have you
don't
had
know.
spicy garlic stuff before?
Yeah, I actually like a lot of spicy garlic stuff here in Japan, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna like these noodles.
In my experience, garlic has a very interesting effect on spicy food. I was eating some spicy wings. Can't remember what flavor they were, but like we had some like creamy garlic sauce for something else we were eating, and I thought creamy garlic, yeah, that'll help. Didn't. It twisted it into a weird, uniquely spicier, crazy flavor with the garlic. The spice tasted better because it tasted garlicky, and I like garlic. But like, it changed it. It switched flip explosion. I was like, this was a bad idea. I'm glad I tried it, but it's a terrible idea. Yeah. Speaking of swish, Bucks, 50 years, no championship. I happened to be at my dad's house after like a very unsuccessful trip to go get food because Reds was closed because it was Tuesday. Belluccio's was closed because it was Tuesday. We went and looked at a fucking job in Sheffield, and they fucking jabberjawed for so fucking long that by the time we got to the wagon wheel, they were fucking closing up the kitchen. And I was
Damn,
like,
man.
so we had to just go back and make a pizza. While he's making food, I'm just flipping through his ancient TV with the free channels that he has. Like, 1 out of like 6 work, mostly news and religion channels. But I eventually get to the Bucks game. Game 6 of the NBA Finals. I was like, man, I don't even watch basketball. But if there was ever like one single game in a season to watch, it's the last game of the NBA Finals.
Oh yeah.
Which technically it wasn't because if the Suns had won, they would have gone to a game 7. But the Bucks won, which gave them the championship. No need for a game 7, and they broke a 50-year dry spell, man. Yanni, I think they ended with like 105 points. Yanni scored like 50, 51, 52. It was ridiculous. He was on fire.
Nice. I think the Bucks got the sweetest logo. It's pretty cool. Like
The Bucks it's a great logo, and their new stadium is awesome. Even when you're up in the nosebleeds, you can still see the court really well.
oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
And like, I don't know. That's all I know about pretty much all of NBA, actually.
that's okay, man. Did you know that if you turn the Bulls logo upside down, it looks like a robot fucking a crab? I'm serious. Google it on your phone right now. The Bulls logo, and then just like turn it upside down. You'll see. It's like when you're looking at the Bulls logo normally, you can't see it. You're like, there's no fucking way. There's no way that's gonna work. And then as soon as you turn it over, you're like, oh wow, really stands out now.
Okay.
Do you see it?
What in the world?
Right? Doesn't it just pop out as soon as you turn it over?
That's weird, dude. What?
Isn't it? Isn't it? It's so like it's so obvious. I don't know how they didn't. But then again, how often do you turn a logo upside down when you're designing it?
Probably a lot, actually. Like, wouldn't you think so?
I don't know, man. Maybe.
Okay, so this is weird.
It's definitely weird. But hey, you'll have to come out sometime. We'll go to a Bucks game.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do that.
Get some AJ bombers.
Ooh. So speaking of basketball, though,
Okay.
you'll have to come out here because 2023, man, FIBA here on the island. You know what FIBA? Yeah. So FIFA's football, FIBA is basketball. And
what is that? Like all the countries playing basketball?
Yeah, they built a new stadium for it and everything. They got the local basketball team using it right now. What is Japan's league is like B League basketball or something like that. Which I was like, that's a bad name for your, but I think it just stands for basketball league or something. Which doesn't make, or basketball league. I don't know. Not gonna look too much into it, but either way,
it's what's annoying is it's the International Basketball Federation, but they call it FIBA. I don't understand. As I suspected, so the United States wins a lot.
Yeah.
2018, Well, that was men and women both 2018, women 2019, men 2021, and yeah,
It's
yeah,
gonna be
man.
pretty good, man. I'm looking forward to, yeah. The whole island's gonna be popping. We're gonna be done with, viruses, hopefully. We should,
Nah,
right? We should. Come on, we should. We should get a handle on this now. I mean, by 2023. Ah, ridiculous. Oh my God, I can't even imagine a world where we're still living with this in 2023. Oh my Lord, that's ridiculous. I've thought about it though. I'm like, I'm gonna get some tickets. I'm definitely gonna go see America stomp a mud hole in whoever they go against. I don't even, you know, like you, I don't care for basketball that much, but yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And then all the teams are gonna be on the island, so I'll probably like go to one of their conferences or something, one of their meetings, try to meet up with people. I know the island's gonna be swamped because they're always swamped whenever they have stuff like this going on. It's gonna be great.
hold on a second. I'm figuring out how many uh how many times America's won the FIBA World Cup. Uh, it looks like they've tied Yugoslavia with 5 titles each.
Yugoslavia? What in the world?
That's why I got like serious about it for a second because I saw that and I was like, that doesn't sound right.
These Slavs just shooting threes. What? I wonder if they allow Russia to show up to the thing. Did you see like the Olympics, right? The opening ceremony. Oh, so the opening ceremony, they don't allow Russia to have a team or something, right? So it's all like these Russian athletes that technically aren't supported by Russia, or they're not for the Russian government or something like that, because they had all those doping scandals the last couple Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they walk in. So I wonder if like they're also not allowed to compete with like FIBA and FIFA and FIHA. I don't know what FIHA is, but I think it's probably hockey, right?
Hockey. Probably
Yeah.
hockey. No, dude, it's handball.
Handball,
Actually, no, better yet, it's hoops and sticks.
hoops and sticks. There we.
You want to talk about classic gaming? Hoops and sticks. That's what it was.
Classic game. They say that hoops is
Yeah.
gonna rot your brain out.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy. You see that old barrel right there? Why don't you grab one of those rings around it, pull it off, grab one of the staves, and just kind of keep it rolling. Just keep hitting it with the stick and keep it rolling. See how long you can go. That'll keep that little bastard occupied for a couple hours. Hey, Martha,
Yeah, exactly.
warm up them legs for me.
We're working on kid number 23. Uh, I need a new plow. Kid number 23.
Well, plow horse just took a shit. Guess we'll have to get the kids on it.
Oh my god. How many kids do you think you'd need uh to, I don't know, have a working like one of those style farms, the like old school farms that are not around anymore. I guess Amish people maybe, where it's like, well, Amish use
Well,
tractors really, but
I mean, it would depend. It would depend on if you're just being like a subsist, like because like there's single people that farm enough for themselves. You know, they keep like a few cows, and they breed them, and then they kill them just enough so that they have enough meat to eat. For the year, and then they farm the vegetables that they need. If you wanted to go for like uh, a farm that made enough money to pay its own taxes and utilities and stuff, well, you'd need at least one major crop, which would probably be corn or beans, um, in order to make enough money off of it for a year of bills. Probably need like 2 or 3 hectares, maybe just one. Uh, with like no like modern machinery.
Yeah. Yeah. No modern machinery. Like you're doing everything out in the field by hand or,
By
with
hand
animals.
with animals.
Yeah.
With animals, you could probably get by with a farmer and one kid. Because
All
then you'd
right.
have the farmer do like, the plowing, because that's the really important shit. And like all the like the big field stuff, and you just have that kid take care of milking the cows, collecting the eggs, feeding the animals, mending fences and shit. Yeah. Which the mom would do, uh, at least up until like mending the fences. The dad would probably have to handle that before the kid got there. But as far as like, maintaining animals and like collecting like, a few veggies here and milking the cows and shit, the mom would probably take care of that until they had a kid. And then she'd do her housework on top of that. I don't know, man. I like technology and shit as much as the next guy, probably even more, especially if the next guy's my father. Um, but man, there's something so simple and honest about that kind of life, man.
Oh yeah, man.
You ain't bothering nobody. You're just working the earth, man.
There's a special thing about that. Like whenever I'm in my garden, I'm just like, in it deep. It's therapeutic, you know. You're really content kind of thing. Uh so I think I don't know if I could go full on no animals, but I could definitely do it. Like I could do a farm, like a small farm where it's like enough to maybe do a little bit more than just sustain myself or whatever.
Right.
And you know, I I still think though you got to have at least like probably one or two helpers, whether they be a farmhand or a a kid.
Well, maybe. Again, it would really depend on how big the farm is. I mean,
Yeah,
if
let's
you're
say
if
let's say
you're
you got 100 acres like all together.
100 acres, 100 acres, you got like horses and shit,
Yeah.
like a couple like work horses. What
Hmm.
about cattle? Are you like raising like a lot of cattle? Or you just raising like a few cattle, like 2 or 3 cows?
Probably just enough for the family whenever it comes to cattle.
So like we'll say five cows.
So like
Well,
5 cows. That's gonna give you some money and
all right,
feed yourself, right?
all right. Let's work up. Let's say we have 10 chickens too, but chickens are easy.
Yeah. What about a
So
pig?
let's say
You got a pig?
nah, we don't need a pig. They stink anyways. Fuck it. We don't fuck the
Oh,
pigs.
it's probably. Okay. Well, bacon's good though.
That's okay. We can buy bacon.
Yeah, no. Beef bacon.
Actually,
There we go.
better yet, we'll trade some eggs to the farmer down the road. He's got the bacon. He's got the pigs, and we'll just be like, hey, give you a dozen eggs for a pound of bacon. It's a good deal.
I don't think that's a good deal. You might have to do like 2 dozen eggs for 1 pound of bacon, especially
All
now.
right, we'll give you a baker's dozen for a pound of bacon.
There,
Anyway,
half pound.
anyway. So let's say let's walk through it day by day. So you wake up, head outside, collect the eggs, milk the cows, let them out into their like the bigger enclosures to clip grass, munch on stuff, stretch their
All
legs and
before the
stuff.
sun rises. You got to do all that.
Oh yeah. You spread some grain for the chickens while you're out there. Pitchfork a new bale of straw into the cow's trough, that kind of stuff.
Horses too.
And the horses, gotta make sure them horses are fed, man. Make sure all the water buckets are full from the rain catcher that you got, because hey, fuck the government. It's rainwater. I'll collect it if I want to. Um, Take the eggs and stuff back inside for the missus. You can make breakfast for y'all. After breakfast, you hook up the horses and tend to your field. I mean, you got to think. Yeah, I mean, I think two people. I think a couple. I think one couple could probably handle a 100-acre farm with 5 cows and 10 chickens. and like a small garden for extra veg. You know,
Yeah.
and by small garden, I mean in like I don't know, 6 or 7 rows, 20, 30 feet long. You know?
You're going all off of like probably like Illinois though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Then I think you're right. You definitely maintain a garden pretty easy with that.
Yeah, and
And
most of farming is,
animals.
especially when you're doing that kind of farming, most of farming is just plant it and wait. You know, most of your farm upkeep is going to be patrolling the perimeter and shooting varmints.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
And not to mention, you know, a lot of the meat you're going to get isn't actually going to come from the cow. It's going to come from hunting deer, rabbit. You know, hell, you
Fishing.
get a rabbit, gut
Someone
it,
buy.
string it, toss it into a stew with some veg, and you got a decent fucking meal. Okay.
Exactly.
I've been reading all these books, the Ranger's Apprentice series that I read when I was younger. Found out there was some books I missed, so I'm going back through them all. And man, yeah, that's what they would do. That's what these farmers would do, man. They would have like few farm animals for like eggs, milk, that kind of shit. Goats. Sometimes they would just have goats. They wouldn't even have cows. Because goats will give you milk, and goat cheese is fucking delicious.
And goat cheese is easier to make, I heard, than
I
regular
think so.
Yeah.
I think it curdles. I think it curdles a little bit easier.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and then whenever one of your cows is close to death, you just butcher it, salt the fuck out of that meat, maybe smoke it. You got provisions for a little while on that. I mean, like I said, dude, is
Might not taste that good though, because of
I mean, it's
any
just beef
cow.
jerky. It's just beef
no,
jerky.
no. But any like cow that's been around too long.
Yeah, the muscles kind of get.
Yeah.
That's okay. You just gotta beat the shit out of it right before you butcher it.
Just start boxing.
It's like, I'm sorry, Betty. We gotta get this meat tenderized.
It sounds like some old school China shit right there, where they talk about torturing animals to death and shit to make them more tender or like better than like make the meat better. Ass backwards, people.
I think there's something about that in Devil's Rejects too, about how cannibals like eating people after they're scared because the meat tastes better or something. I don't know. I'm not a cannibal, so I can't really attest to that one. But
Jesus. Okay. Off the whole abusing animals and
killing
cannibalism
people.
topic.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Man, we're hitting some heavy topics today. We could have been talking about the Olympics the whole time.
yeah, maybe we will. Towards I don't know. Maybe
I
we'll
haven't
see. I
seen
don't know.
anything. I haven't
Oh,
found a
dude, I
single
watched
place
it.
like it.
I watched
I
the
tried to
opening ceremony.
watch. I tried to
was
watch
awesome.
it. Like I found a channel on YouTube that was live streaming it, but they weren't, dude. They were not live streaming it. It was just a looping 5-minute timer saying that it was starting soon with like a little bit of like a few little clips, and it said links in the chat, links in the chat. And I would check the chat and I'd click the link and it would just take me to another website that wants to charge me to watch it. I'm like, fuck you! Don't
They're
say I can
all
watch
owned.
this shit for free if I can't. You're
It's-
lying to me.
I think that's awesome. I bet, and they're all owned by the mainstream, like what BBC that is already broadcasting it in England. They just want to get money from other people.
Oh shit, dude. Also, it's super confusing that they're calling them the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, because that's when they were supposed to be, but at the same time, like, it is 2021. Okay? But apparently, China's in the lead right now with 3 gold medals, 1 bronze. Followed by Italy, 1 gold, 1 silver. Japan, 1 gold, 1 silver. And South Korea, 1 gold, 2 bronze. America has no medals yet. But then again, we are definitely better in the Winter Olympics.
Nah. I think we're pretty good at both. Like
We're
as
decent
a
at both,
whole.
but we always get more medals in the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
And half the reason it's close is because of Michael Phelps.
That's too
I'm
good.
not even joking. He got 8 medals in one Olympics one time. 8 gold medals in one Olympics.
Damn.
By his dams. I think a couple of them were team swims, but he was big. He was huge. Huge. Huge.
So, a couple things that were cool from the opening ceremony. Well, one thing that really wasn't cool, that was really weird, and like why I think it's a big reason why people are like, why is Japan so weird? Is they had for the opening ceremony they had this big thing about the coronavirus in the beginning, right? I
Yeah.
was like how athletes were feeling, how it affected a lot of athletes in the Olympics and everything, right? And it was a lot of interpretive dance and just I was like, this is why people think Japan's weird. And I'm like, now I'm embarrassed because there's people out there like, yeah, he's getting the most out of the Olympics. He's over there in Japan. He's watching it. And then this kind of stuff. And they're like, oh, Mark's in the weirdest spot in the world right now.
Well, hey now. You're not in Portland, Oregon, okay? Calm down.
Okay. I'm not, people with face tattoos and piercings and heroin problems, but
These are factual things. These are real things. You're speaking truth, my man.
pretty true.
I mean,
It's
there's a reason it's called tweaking peeking.
sweet. True story. And what else? I guess so that was really weird. But that was pretty much the only super weird part, I guess. And then they had a big Mount Fuji looking torch, like for the lighting of the torch. They had this big mountain. It was in the background the whole time, and I was like, "What are they gonna do with that?" At the end, it came out really cool. I guess the best kabuki actor in all of Japan turned them down because they wouldn't let him have any say in what he could do in the opening ceremony. So he was like, "Fuck you guys!" Like 3 days before the ceremony or something like that.
I mean, yeah, fuck, I would too. I mean, it's one thing if you're gonna like just hire an actor to do a scene, but if you're gonna hire the best kabuki actor in Japan, you got to give him at least a little bit of creative freedom.
Oh yeah, that's what I
like, especially with that kind of like with that form of entertainment. Like, there needs to be like, if it's just you can't let it be robotic, and if it's just all super rehearsed, it's gonna be.
They had a big they had a tap dancing scene that was really cool actually. I'm not big into tap dancing, but they had like the best tap dancers in Japan show up, and it was a whole big like showing the construction process of Japan and stuff, and like how there's so much symbolism, right, and everything. But it was like how Japan like built the building process, I guess, of the Olympics and stuff like that. And then it was like also really showcased like I think it really showcased Japan as how they work with like labor, I guess, and like how somebody just doesn't like bust out a power tool to do something. Like they take their time with hand tools, and it's more of an art whenever it comes to like uh, woodworking, construction, those things, like in Japan. And it kind of showed that and how they were, and then they, I guess, obviously incorporated the tap dancing with that and everything. And it was a big show. I don't know. It was really cool. The Olympic rings, they like always like kind of put that into everything, right? Cool thing was the wood that they used to make the Olympic rings on the show was made from all these trees from the last Olympics. Whenever they were in Japan, people brought trees from all over the world, and they used the wood from those trees to make the Olympic rings for this Olympics.
But why did people bring trees from all over the world to the last Olympics?
I have no idea. They bring a lot of stuff, like presents, gifts, and stuff for the country.
Hey man,
Museums.
I came here for the Olympics. Here's a tree.
Here's an invasive species, right?
Right.
Don't
Here's an
don't mess
alligator
with me.
gar. Put it in your koi ponds. I'm sure nothing bad could ever happen.
Exactly. Exactly.
Or
See, you get it.
here's an Asian carp. Enjoy it.
Oh, they'd be all right with that. I think. Well, not here, China. Like, oh, we've been missing carp. Jesus. Yeah. What else was really cool? They had a jazz pianist that got really funky on the piano, dude. Like she went. Oh my god, she went crazy on that piano while the kabuki actor was like setting up doing something. But it seemed like the kabuki actor was not necessary at all, so it made it really weird. And then
You
they
know
had this.
why? Because he
Yeah.
wasn't the best kabuki actor.
Exactly. Like I was like, is this what they try to get that other guy to do? Because it seems really like out of place. It doesn't make a lot of sense right now. They had comedians that were doing stuff all throughout, like really known like actors and comedians in Japan that were doing like little parts of it. It was really cool. Somebody wanted to get Watanabe Naomi Watanabe. Can't remember her name or exactly how they say it. But huge comedian in Japan. One of the head of the Olympics joked about dressing her up like a pig and being the Olymp pig thing. She was
I
going to be
don't.
the Olymp pig and do something in the ceremony. I thought that was funny.
I
By
don't know.
Japanese comedy standards, that'd be really, really funny. But
Okay. I guess
Japan's
I'm
really
missing
different.
something there.
Yeah. And I guess he lost his job because he suggested to dress a lady up like a pig. But she also is chubby, and she uses that in her comedy. So, yeah. Japan's different, guys. Japan's really different.
Just different.
Japan's built different. Cracks an egg.
Well, I think that's going to have to do it for this one, Mark. It's been great talking to you. I'm excited to hit more on the Olympics next week when we have a few more medals, hopefully in the United States category. Hopefully Japan manages to beat out China and they go back down to the bottom where they fucking belong. Fuck the CCP. Uh, Actually, I guess I shouldn't say that because the people competing probably have nothing to do with the CCP at all. You
They're
know,
they're,
they're
they're
probably just
slaves of the
hardworking
CCP, dude. That's what it
dude.
is.
You know what? They've probably had such terrible conditions. They probably
Yeah.
get like whipped into performing better.
They don't know their parents. They were taken away at like 11.
Dude, they were probably bred genetically in a fucking lab to be better at certain events.
Yeah. There's one guy that does curling with one arm or something. That arm's like fucking modified. And who knows?
It's actually both of his arms put into one genetically.
The other, like
So it has
all the muscles have been taken out, put into the other arm.
exactly. So he has twice the power, twice the control. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what we deal with China. We let them into normal society whenever we shouldn't. They're a cancer. Fuck the CCP.
Fuck the CCP. Anyway,
Damn
thank you
it,
all for
Jed!
joining
I
us.
gotta talk to you about something.
What?
It it can be. China just threatened to bomb Japan continuously with nukes if they decide to protect Taiwan from a Chinese invasion. Even if one soldier was to come towards Taiwan for protection. See, and that's the kind of shit we deal with, and that was broadcast all over Japan. And they said, why not even have Russia? Like they drew out maps and plans about how they would do it, and Russia would invade as well with China, and they would split Japan into 3 different countries. All, yeah,
Why 3?
the 3 big islands of Japan. They would split them into 3 different countries.
Yeah, but China, Russia, and then who?
No. They would all be controlled by China, apparently.
Oh, okay, cool, awesome.
Yeah,
I
fuck
don't
the
think that's going to
CCP.
work out for him personally. I think somebody's going to have a problem with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably somebody that's a lot more willing to use nuclear warheads.
Somebody that's done it before.
Yeah, I mean, like we got Japan twice. Okay, we kind of feel bad about it, but at the same time,
We're allies now.
exactly. And I think I think it's time we start making more allies in the world.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, I feel like we've tried really hard to negotiate with China,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just not working out. And they keep doing this shit with Taiwan, and it's just like eventually, and then they do this whole fucking coronavirus shit. Like, let's not forget about that. The CCP is indirectly and possibly quite possibly very directly related to the spread of the coronavirus and the fact that it even exists in the first place. Like, come on.
This is
Let's
what we deal with.
let's pull out of the Middle East. Let them do what they want to do with their oil. Fuck them. Let's take care of a bigger threat.
Oh my god. The I Afghanistan's government is actually sitting down and talking with the Taliban. Did you see that? Yeah. So maybe we should just leave that area and focus on the real threat, the one that says that they want to destroy Guam, the one that says they want to invade Taiwan, the one that says they will nuke Japan continuously. You're like, come on.
Yeah.
The one that literally goes behind all sanctions and still trades with North Korea. The one that steals IP, steals intellectual property constantly from America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones that are enslaving Uyghur Muslims and basically halting all information from reaching its populace without a lot of fucking work to find it. That kind of stuff.
Oh my God. So there's flooding going on in China right now.
Really, is there?
Yeah, like every year. But do Chinese people actually know that that's happening? Not really. They said 33 people died. 33 people. Impossible. 33,000 probably. More likely.
I mean, it does happen all the time, right? So maybe they were prepared for it. I don't
No,
know.
not at all.
Probably not. I feel like that would happen, and the local government would be like, "Hey, main government, we need some help over here. We got a lot of flooding." And they'd be like, "Nah, we got too many people as it is. Let them die."
Pretty much. Like, they don't care about Chinese people. The Chinese government cares the least about the Chinese people. That's
Means to an
so
end.
messed up.
Anyway,
I just wish everybody could be free.
Dude, me too. I just wish we could all have a little farm somewhere.
Exactly.
A couple of horses, 5 cows, 10 chickens, maybe a goat for some cheese. 100 acres.
That's right.
Anyway, on that note, everybody, keep your eye on the Olympics. Root for whatever country you're in. I'm rooting for America. Mark's kind of rooting for both Japan and America, I think.
I'm rooting for, friends too. Togo, Chile, Thailand. I like them all. Yeah, I mean,
Mark's rooting for everybody except CCP and Russia.
pretty much. Russia's not even rooting for themselves.
I mean, Russia's not really in it, like we said. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. It's been another wonderful episode of the Gentleman's Bureau podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. I already said that like 3 times, but I'm going to say it one more time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching our podcast. Or if you're not watching the podcast and instead are listening, thank you for listening to the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast. It's there for you. Hey, real talk. It'd mean a lot to us if you liked this video, if you did like it. It'd mean even more if you subscribed to the channel. Because, man, every time I see that number go up, I'm like, oh boy, another person that loves us. But hey, it really means a lot. Just like, share, comment down below if you want to hear us talk about something specific. If you got a problem you want us to address, some advice you need, send us an email. That's in the description too, and we'll get back to you when we can. Until next time, Stay fresh. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.